there's a walloping on its way to Tallahassee in late August. Let's talk about it. Stick around. This is Way Offsides. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, people. Whatever the case may be. I don't know when you're watching this. It could be morning, could be afternoon, could be evening. So that's what I say. Welcome to Way Offsides, where we talk all things college sports, mainly Alabama, because, you know, Bama, the baby. I hope you're all having a fantastic week. There is a ton of stuff going on right now. Recruiting visits, flips, blah, 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 all the same things that we always talk about, but stuff you definitely don't want to miss. So please be sure that you have liked and subscribed, done all the things, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of it. Any of it. Watch it all. Consume. Sorry. Anyway, man, we're getting close. We're getting close to the 2025 football season. SEC Media Days will be on their way soon, and then you all know how it flies by after that. Before you know it, it'll be Labor Day weekend. Kids will go back to school. It'll be Labor Day weekend, and then boom, Saturdays are for college football. It's coming fast, so fast, and I'm really excited. And with that, we're previewing the Alabama FSU matchup. Alabama, for those of you who don't know, I don't know how you wouldn't, but Alabama will open up its 2025 push for national championship against the FSU Seminoles in Tallahassee with a 2:30 Central Time kickoff in Doak Campbell Stadium. How poetic. You all know what I'm talking about. If you don't, there's another video on the channel. Go check it out. It discusses all the drama and backstories as we did an early preview to Alabama FSU, what to expect from the Tide in that game. Now we're going to piggyback off of that a little bit here because the line has been released. I believe the line early was Bama by 12.5, but it has shifted a little bit back towards FSU. Is now Bama at 11.5. I expect this line to kind of be all over the place as we get closer to the season. I don't know that it's going to close that much. Chris said he on our live shows every Thursday night that he thinks the line will close as we get closer. I don't necessarily know that. I think it might open up a lot more as we go through the summer. Bama is now starting to kind of get the attention of the national media. People are starting to realize, like, hey, this Alabama team is going to be really, really good. A lot of the guys who cover Alabama sports have been saying it for a while, but now the national media is starting to catch on. And I think that is moving the line a little bit. Now, I think FSU will be a little more competitive in this game than anybody else would probably tell you, but I think Alabama covers the 11.5 easily. Easily. So, if you're a betting man, do what you need to do. Pray about it. Definitely pray about it first. Make sure it's cool with the old lady. Don't go putting the mortgage or the rent money on nothing crazy. But I feel like this might be easy money for those looking to make some easy money because I just don't see it. I think Alabama offensively is going to be more reminiscent of the 2020 team. I don't think they're going to be as good as the 2020 team. Don't get it twisted. But obviously, I think they're going to be better than they were last season. I think the last couple of seasons, Alabama's been a little handicapped at the quarterback position, meaning that Jalen Milroe was just inconsistent. He's a great athlete. I think he could potentially be a really good project quarterback. But I think in terms of being to running an offense from start to finish 12, 14, 15 games a season, he's just too inconsistent. I don't know that Alabama's going to have that problem this year because they have three different guys who I think could run this team. I think Keelan Russell would be the most least likely to run the team, but Ty Simpson being the most obvious choice, and then Austin Mack right there smack in the middle. I think Alabama's offense is going to be much improved under the tutelage of Ryan Grubb. Now, that's not to say that FSU's offense won't be better either. They will be. Old Tommy from Boston College is going to present a lot of the same issues that Jackson Arnold and Diego Pavia presented to Alabama. And now they've got a familiar face at OC in Gus Malzahn. We all know that Gus Malzahn sometimes was a thorn in Nick Saban's side. It seemed like he could have the worst team historically ever at Auburn, and then they just beat Alabama. It was weird. I don't know. There's some voodoo going on in Jordan Hare. Somebody's under there sacrificing chickens or something. I don't know. But Malzahn, you better believe, is going to try some of the same things that Vanderbilt and Oklahoma tried with the Tide on the road. Also, you have to consider the fact that it's a 2:30 game in August in Tallahassee. I get it. Alabama's hot. It's humid. But listen, I now live in Florida, and it's a different kind of heat and humidity, even a few hours away from the Alabama state line. It's rough down here. And we've seen historically Alabama go into Florida in the past few years, and they haven't played particularly well. They won, but they haven't played great. So, you have to consider the heat and all this stuff. A lot of pickle juice, a lot of IVs probably prior to this game. But I think as the game goes on, just the grind of what Alabama's going to try to do will be too much. I have a lot of faith in Kane Womack, his ability. Now, actually, let me back this up. I did not expect, after what Diego Pavia did when Alabama went to Vanderbilt last season, which, by the way, I just posted a short about Diego Pavia's rebuttal to Ryan Williams about that game. Be sure to go check it out. But I didn't expect for Alabama to defensively struggle against the exact same thing when they went to Oklahoma. I felt like Oklahoma was a little bit of a trap game. And it turned out I was right. My concern was legitimate for obvious reasons. But I think Alabama's defense probably in that game would have done much better if they weren't worn down because the offense wasn't moving the ball at all. And so I have faith in the fact that Kane Womack is going to have that figured out going into Tallahassee. If I know it, if I know that old Tommy Boy and Gus and Mike Norvell are going to do the same thing or try to replicate some of the things that Vanderbilt did, that Oklahoma did, that Auburn historically has done. Obviously Kane Womack knows it as well, as does Kalen DeBoer. If they don't, then that's a whole nother story, because that's really concerning. But I have a feeling that there'll be an active plan in place. Now, my question is, what happens defensively when the plan doesn't work? Alabama, once again, as they did for years under Nick Saban, will field a ton of 5 stars and 4 stars, notable names, superstar names all over the place. They're going to have one of the top 3 best rosters in the country. So I expect as the grind goes on, the depth will play into it. FSU is kind of in the middle of a rebuild. They relied a little bit too heavily on NIL and the transfer portal 2 seasons ago after Jordan Travis left. So I just see this is going to be, if it turns into a grind, which I expect because of the weather and how hot it's going to be, it could potentially rain. It's the middle of August in Florida. Thunderstorms just pop up. I think Alabama will grind it out and wear them down. And I think Alabama will beat them by at least 20. Just saying. And then the conversation will start. Well, is Alabama the best team in the country? I hope it doesn't, because it's FSU. I think FSU is going to be improved, but they still only won 2 games last season. So let's see. So yes, I think that Alabama covers the 11.5 points easily. I do. I'm going to give you my prediction here in just a minute, so stick around. But before you do, make sure that you are liked and subscribe. Like I said, we are right in the middle of recruiting season. Official visits are going on. Alabama is prepped to host a loaded group of guys this weekend, and there's going to be, I think that there'll be some movement after this weekend in terms of commitments to the Crimson Tide. So please stick around. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. We'll be posting videos and analysis whenever they happen. We'll also be posting rumors, doing our live shows. So stick around and hang out with us. But what do I think Alabama's going to ultimately end up doing in Tallahassee in late August? I think Alabama will beat Florida State 52-17. That's what I think is going to happen. I think it will be close for about a quarter and a half. The weather will be manageable. I think that the staff will have a solid plan in place for the temperature, the humidity. I also think that Alabama is able to rotate, especially on that defensive line. They have built up enough talent there to kind of rotate. The secondary is going to be very, very good. The linebackers are going to be good. And I think Alabama will kind of break FSU's will early on, because I think what they're going to do, we expect the offense to start slinging it around. I think that Alabama is going to test FSU on the ground. And it makes sense that they would that early in the season, it being Alabama's first game. You're breaking in a new quarterback on the road in a very intimidating environment. But I do think that Alabama, once they kind of get up 10, 14 points, they'll open it up, and it'll not be pretty for the Noles. Tell me your score predictions below. What do you expect Alabama to do offensively and defensively? Can they stop the shovel pass? They struggled with it in 2024. What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. Leave a comment. Talk to me. I want to hear from you. Thanks for sticking around for the whole video. You guys are the freaking best. We love each and every one of you. As always, say your prayers, read your Bibles, horns down, wash your hands. I almost forgot wash your hands. Beat FSU, beat Auburn, beat LSU and Tennessee too. Roll Tide.